What's up? What's up, everybody? Uh, I'm the Crypto Crow, and I've been so slammed. There's just so much. There's so much going on. I'm gonna forewarn everybody. I've got a lip in, just because I needed one. First thing I want to announce is that I have postponed the Chainwise convention. Originally scheduled for February 15th and 16th. It is now November 8th and November 9th. 302 days away. And there are quite a few reasons why I did this. But the one of the biggest reasons is, to be quite frank, and I know some people aren't seeing this, tickets were selling. They have been selling. And they've been growing. What hasn't been growing are the number of cryptocurrency companies wanting to participate in the convention, which has been a real bummer. And I have like 15 people, I think 13 people in a private group that have been working to help spread the word and book companies for the convention. And they're all struggling. Out of 100 booth spaces available, we had, I would say, 17 pre-register their booths, and a most recent attempt to confirm these groups, only 2 confirmed. The rest I couldn't even get a hold of. And I'm just like, what the hell is happening? And so I made some calls and I was talking to people. And I just decided, you know what, it's just a bad time. Some of the feedback we've been getting are people are afraid to come to Cincinnati in February because they think it's going to be completely covered in snow, which is probably not the case, but we'll see. And just money is tight across the board. Now, I don't know how many crypto companies had their ICOs, scored millions of dollars, and squandered that shit to the point where they can't afford a few grand for their team and their staff to come out and get some national television exposure and expose themselves to what I honestly think would have been at least 1, maybe 2,000 people coming through. It might have been more. Honestly, I postponed this before any of my local real marketing started. Well, so 700 WLW did start, and that's when I started seeing tickets start to really ramp up. And I'm like, oh shit. I didn't want to have 1,000, 2,000 more people come to an event that was just speakers. That's like a summit. I could have done a summit in an auditorium. You know what I mean? I could have done maybe I should have. But the venue's already paid for. Everything's already paid for. So I wanted to make sure, I want to make sure everybody gets the biggest bang for their buck. I want there to be exhibits. I personally like exhibits. I like walking around, talking to different things, seeing what's new. And, when you're doing something like this and, knowing that the exposure that these companies would have gotten and still have the opportunity to get just later for next to nothing, both on my channel, on television, with the attendees, all of that, it was a no-brainer. Like, I was practically giving this stuff away. But the reality is, even if the booths were cheap, which, let's face it, the cheapest booth at World CryptoCon was $6,500. My booths were $1,500. But the problem is it's travel. I think a lot of these companies are struggling because budgets are tight. A lot of even major companies like Dash, Steam, a lot of these companies, they're laying off 70% of their workforce right now because of this elongated, extended bear market. And it's just affecting everybody. And so I get it. But, you're talking, well, if we're going to do this convention, our booth is $1,500. If we want some national television exposure out of it, let's just call it $2,000. And then, we're going to take 4 of our team members. So then we have 4 air travel, 4 tickets to airplane, or 4 airplane tickets. Geez. And then hotel rooms. And so And then you have food and things like that over a couple days, 2-3 days. So I know it's, you know, having planned Chainwise out, like starting 6 months ago, it's been 6 months since I first started talking about Chainwise. There are some changes that are going to be made. I'm going to be making some changes as to how this is going to go for blockchain companies. And my hope is the SEC, you know, these congressmen, you know, all these people get their shit together and just stop holding. I feel like the crypto market, personally, I feel like the crypto market is being held underwater by regulators. That's what I think. And it's affecting everybody on such a deep level now that there's two sides to this whole thing. You know, one, well, before I get into any of this, let me look at chat and see, is Charles still coming? I sent him a message. I haven't heard back from him yet. So, I mean, we have 300 days. I mean, my guess is he will, but I can't confirm it until he does. Let's see here. What's up, everybody? Philip Wood, bassist, is in the house. Kevin Rodriguez, Ryan W. What's up? Crypto Man, good afternoon. Jared Wells, any new developments on the blockchain terminal? Cannot wait to get one. There are a lot of developments on the blockchain terminal. There's a lot of stuff going on. I just can't say anything about it yet. All I can say is patience will be rewarded. Let me just leave you with this. I talk to Sean or Bo almost every day. And there's a lot coming. And there's so much that I want to say, I just cannot. What I will say is that I have, I just can't say anything. If I say anything, it's going to give it all away. Let's just say that I have been a very busy boy. I have a growing team that are also getting very busy, and all will come to light soon. I will be announcing some really big stuff soon. That's really all I can say about that right now. Honestly, I really shouldn't say much more. I don't think they squandered their millions. I think they left it in ETH and ETH crashed. Well, right, Jared, that is true. To an extent, that is true. There are a lot of companies who just, they scored a lot of Ethereum and they just never sold it. And so, you know, their $10 million at ICOs now worth, you know, $800,000, and they've been basically trying to run a full development team for the past year on that and all their business expenses. I get that. There are also others who, you know, like I got out of Siren Labs. Like I, you know, everything going on with Siren Labs, they sound like a cluster. They sound like a total cluster. And when I went into Siren Labs, I went in with Ethereum on a pretty nice spread against Ethereum. And so I was actually able to get out of it for basically what I got in. And I just diverted all that into Cardano. I put it all into Cardano. And I felt really good about it. It was almost like a breath of fresh air. You're like, oh, okay. I almost feel like when it comes to trading, Cardano has become my store of value. As ridiculous as that may sound to some, but let's face it. I mean, if Cardano goes back to even $1, you know, at an all-time high of $1.30 compared to Bitcoin's all-time high of 20 grand. If Cardano, and when Cardano gets back to its all-time high and exceeds that, it's going to be crazy more gain potential than me using Bitcoin as a store of value for trades. So that's just kind of how I look at it. I honestly, I cannot tell you guys enough how, like, I read up and watch stuff on Cardano pretty much at least a little bit every day. And I just love the project. I cannot tell you how much I just love Cardano, and it's like I'm not. When I think of the real world cases, I think it could absolutely give Ethereum a run for its money in terms of, ICOs and companies launching on the Cardano blockchain. It's like if I look at Ethereum and I think, let's say Ethereum is I don't know, like, the little tracks that you'd get when as a kid, little, plastic tracks, and then you've got these little cars that you squeeze the little trigger and the cars shoot around the track. Let's just say that track is Ethereum. And you've got these little cars, and they all do exactly the same thing. They all go exactly the same speed, pretty much for the most part. To me, Cardano is like Daytona, or like a NASCAR track where all the cars are built differently. There's so much more opportunity. Everything is built in its own way, using its own style. And I feel like Cardano is it's just going to take over. I can't express that in any other way other than I truly feel that there's going to come a day when Cardano truly takes over. Is it going to take over Bitcoin? No, it's not going to take over Bitcoin as a store of value. But I think as the end all be all of blockchain technology, I truly believe Cardano is going to be number one. I do. I feel it in my gut. I feel it in every part of me. And there is just something to be said about the team. There's something to be said about a guy like Charles who could pick up the phone and call anybody and get them active and get them involved in this. How many projects have that kind of clout? How many projects have that kind of respect? Now, that's not to say that, companies like Tron, Ripple, Matrix AI, Aeon, two of my other, I still really like those. Like, there are so many projects out there that I think are going to do very well. That's not at all what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I think that right now with Cardano, it just hit 5 cents. It just got back up to 5 cents. I mean, let's look at it. So Cardano right now is at 5 cents. It's up 17% in the past 7 days. Tron is up 46% in the past 7 days. So, and I'm in both of them. I mean, Stellar, I think, is going to have a pretty good 2019 as well. It's only up 4% over the past 7 days. But if you look at it, Ethereum is only up 0.71%. So, like, when I got into Cardano, I'm already, if I were to liquidate my Cardano back into Ethereum, I would already be crushing it. And there are a lot of other projects, such as my Stellar, Tron being one of them. As a matter of fact, Tron, this is my Acuitas trading bot. Tron, 24-hour change of 14. My bot right now is waiting for an exit. It's looking for an exit for Tron. Guess what my gains are already on Tron, on my Acuitas bot? 37%. 37.36%. Unfortunately, I didn't set the trade to be that much. But once it sells, look, I'm almost positive, and I didn't make a video about this because it's only made one. It made one Litecoin trade, which did very well. But I know when I started this bot, my USD value was only like $450. I know that. So I haven't gone through all the exact figures and numbers because it's still showing as 0 trades on a lot of this stuff with one trade. I don't know. Did one Litecoin trade double my supply, or is it just all of the positions I've gone in while it hasn't exited some of these, like this one, BNB token? I'm up 2.63%, even though it's down 1.24% in the last 24 hours, but it's still looking for an exit. Aeon hasn't been treating me very well lately, but that's down 6%. So I'm negative 6% on this trade, and it's probably going to be a little while until it gets back up. Qtum, I just started this today, and I'll get more into the bot here in a little bit because we're gonna have some fun with it. I'm gonna let you guys tell me what kind of back tests you want me to do and things like that. But ultimately, yeah, I just Cardano is just a whole other animal to me. When I look at all of these different projects in the crypto space, I just named my new cat Cardano. Like, if that doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what will. I just love it. I just love it. Oh, and another thing too, for those of you guys that booked plane tickets already for Chainwise, somebody told me that airlines will typically reschedule your flights at no charge due to an event postponement. So I wish I would have said that at the very beginning. Sorry. But I think, like, because I've seen some people like, oh, now I'm losing my plane tickets, and people are really upset about that. I get it, because, airfare's not cheap. But yeah, like, well, I mean, I guess it depends on if you're flying, like some of these airlines, you could fly to Cincinnati for like $80 round trip or something crazy. But anyway, a lot of these companies, as I understand it, will let you change the date of your flight. Especially, I mean, we're 30 days, we're like 30 something days away from the original scheduled date. And so that should be plenty of time. They'll be able to sell those tickets. And, you can say right here, Chainwise, I've got it all changed. It's November 8th now, and it's not hard to find stuff all over the place talking about February 15th and 16th. So it should be pretty easy to prove that it was a postponement of an event. Or just send them to this video. Not that they'll watch it, but so anyway, let me take another look at chat. Good afternoon, Crypto Man. Yes, I am, Francis. Unfortunately, I am. I said you would call your next pet Cardano. Did you really? I don't remember. You may have. Yeah, I'm going to take this out. Soul token. Yeah. So I've got some big announcement stuff that I'm going to get to about Soul Token, Phantasma, because I do like the project. I actually invested in the project a while back, and I've been reaching out to some of these companies lately, basically saying, hey, where are you at? What's going on? And I'm getting some of these companies to send me really well done, like one-pagers of like their latest developments, new partnerships, things like that. I'm going to get to one on Phantasma soon. I'm waiting for a couple others that I'm into, and I want to be able to update everybody, in one video. I don't want to do separate videos for each one. They're not paying me for these videos or anything. I'm gonna have to go watch the rest of this vid later at Subway. I need to get my food. Take care and keep crowing them coins. Thanks, Adam. You're in time for the end as usual. No, we're just getting started. So anyway, so overall, and it's like, I know I'm not doing a lot of videos. I'm not doing a daily video. I'm not doing a lot of stuff. I've actually, what I've been doing lately? This is a model that I'm working on. And I'm painting, I'm just chilling. Here's one. This is part of a whole group that I've been working on. I play War Machine again, and I love it. And I've got some other ones. This is one that I just finished. I guess you could say I kind of finished it last night. This is a death knell. It's called a Grimkin death knell. And this is what I do. It's like, it keeps my mind going, and it's very strategic, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a total hardcore nerd game. But it's way better than Warhammer, and it's a much better company, too, to be frank. And so, yeah, therapeutic, man. It's like, I get so stressed out. If you guys haven't, when you guys realize what the hell I have going on, you guys are going to realize, wow, all right, dude, we get it. And so I just, instead of waiting for updates and hounding people on what's going on with this and what's going on with that, my lawyers and everybody, and man, I'm struggling. Sorry. And it's like, I never come down into my office, because at my office, I have this giant mining rig, And I've been mining up Aeon like crazy. Like I think I'm up to like 1,200. So, I mean, and I calculated it out. I'm mining about 12 Aeon a day with my rig. But when I come down here, it gets so hot. And if I'm going to do a video, I have to shut it down or it just messes with the audio and everything else. So, yeah, I come down like, I wish I don't know if I can show you. Hold on, let me see. You can't even really see. Like there's so much more to the left. Hold on. I mean, this is what I'm doing, folks. And I love it. And it's therapeutic, and the lighting will correct itself, I'm sure, in a minute. It's therapeutic, and it's just what I like to do, and it's how I spend my spare time. I was up until 3 a.m. last night painting models, and I really like it. I'm not that great at it. I mean, there are some guys that are flat out amazing. I don't have the patience. I don't spend like 8 hours on a single tiny little model. I mean, some of these guys, they go layer over layer over layer. I get mine to basically tabletop. And I found this new store this past Monday called Three Brothers. And you know, it's a pretty cool gaming store. And so, you know, I'll go there every once in a while and check it out. I've only been there once. I might not get back there for a couple months, but you know, it's fun knowing that I've got a store, and there are a couple others that I'm going to be checking out as well. So you built the office for model painting. I didn't actually, because all my other stuff is over here, like my blockchain terminal, my other monitors. I just, you know, I've got my first target from when I bought my first gun, you know, and I've got my posters. I've got my Hackers poster, my Gladiator, my Nuka-Cola, my Rocky, and my Ghost in the Shell. You know, and then you know, my office is cool, but I'm just not down here a lot because I'm typically working upstairs. And so with my painting, it's given me more of an excuse to come down. And it's honestly one of the reasons I'm even doing a video today, because I'm like, I'm going to go down, I'm going to do a video, I'm going to talk to everybody, say hi, see everybody, and I'm going to paint. And I'm going to probably listen to more Joe Rogan Experience or something while I paint. So that's can I reach you on Facebook or Twitter, Linda? Why? Are you still playing Fallout 76? I am kind of, like, not so much. I've been playing Battlefield 5 a lot. And I just maxed out all my sniper rifles, and that's been pretty cool, but I've been taking a break from that too. And that's the thing. Somebody on Twitter was saying something, because I created another channel called Crow's World. I haven't put any videos out on it yet. But I feel like there's so much stuff that I want to do. Like, I want to do gaming videos. And I want to do, I just want to do fun shit. And I want to do, you know, like videos on conspiracies and, you know, like the giants. Like, I want to do kind of a video about the giants from back in the day, like all the giant skeletons that have been found all over the world. I mean, some of these guys are like 10 feet, 11 feet tall. I think one of them might have even been 13 feet. And looking into like the Sumerian tablets and Zechariah Sitchin and just a lot of that kind of stuff, because I have some crazy ass beliefs about genetic manipulation, the true evolution of man, you know, things, you know, how did we go from Cro-Magnon man to human in 30,000 years of evolution? It's not even possible. Somebody had to step in and interfere. And I have all these crazy loony bin tinfoil hat theories on things. And I don't necessarily feel that this channel is one that people would want to see that kind of stuff. So I created another channel, and somebody on Twitter was like, "You're running away from your channel. You're running away from your YouTube following." I'm like, "You're out of your mind." I'm doing that for my current YouTube following, because I don't know. Maybe some of you guys just like to listen to me ramble about anything. I don't know, but I doubt that the majority of you want to watch me play Fallout 76 on the Crypto Crow channel. Which I have a lot of these games on my PlayStation anyway, and so I have to start playing them on this rig, which I think this rig can play most stuff. So I'm just kind of, I don't know. I'm in a point where I'm so tired of reading the same shit day in and day out in the crypto space. It's like, I people in my Patreon and people in my group, it's like, everybody's like, oh, you got to come out, you got to do a positive video and give us some inspiration. And it's like, look, I would love to. But I think that now, rather than be inspired to make money, I think now is the time to inspire people to continue learning. It's like I've spent so much time learning so much that I'm almost brain fried. And mixing that in with just everything else I have going on, it's been a challenge, but it's a challenge that I love. Look, I think 2019 is going to end up being a really good year for everybody. I do. Everybody that's in, because you've got the opportunity. I mean, the opportunities to get in. I mean, look, Bitcoin's still above 4,000. And I mean, I think we hit a $3,500 low. I personally felt that was the bottom. I still don't necessarily know if that's the case. And I don't know how long this bear market's going to last. Some people are saying it could last 2 years. Some people are saying it's going to turn around this year. Some people are saying, oh, well, once we know what's happening with this ETF. I just saw today that Japan is getting ready to approve the first ETF. And the question was, is this going to inspire the U.S.? No, I don't think it is. I don't think the U.S. gives a shit what other people do. It's like in Ohio. Ohio is the most convoluted, difficult state to get anything done in. And Ohio looks at all other states like lesser than. Like, we're the front runners. We're the ones everybody should model themselves after. We're the ones that are great. We are, and they just like the majority of people in the city of Cincinnati, everybody's got their head stuck up their ass and nobody's paying attention to anything. Everybody is so just, I don't know what the word is. It drives me nuts. It's such a close-minded, narrowly focused place. And where anything from the outside is like shunned, or if it's misunderstood, and it's like I don't know, like Ohio, Cincinnati could be like this, what was the TV show, House on a Prairie or whatever, and then you've got every other city that's just ahead of the game, doing big things. I don't know. I don't even want to start venting on. It's like I want. It's all just so frustrating. I think the SEC, for whatever reason, Donald Trump put this guy in charge of the SEC, who to me sounds like when I watch him and listen to him, he sounds like a very nice, kind of humble family guy who he knows he was put there to do a particular job and he's doing it. Now, in my opinion, I don't necessarily think that that's good for securities or good for crypto, but whatever his job is, I'm pretty sure he's doing it well. Whatever he was told when he was put in that position, I think he's doing it. Whether that was, I want you to hold cryptocurrency back for however long you can, or, we need to see this shit down in flames. I don't know what the heck the guy was told, but I just know that whether it's ego or laziness or what, but it's kind of the whole idea of trying to force something like a digital asset, an entirely new asset class into the regulations and laws of something basically created for a corn farmer, in the 30s or whatever it was. However, I forget what the dates were. But I'm just like, that to me sounds lazy. Like, well, you know what? We've already got all this work done and it's been working for us all this time. So, you can change the way you operate new technology to change the world. You can change our old ways. And that's just not going to happen. I don't give a shit what the SEC does. Cryptocurrency is not going to adapt itself to old regulations. It is the job of the regulators to step up and figure out how to work with new technology, or they thwart innovation altogether, period. And we are going to end up becoming a country that we're going to end up Ohio. I mean, that ultimately USA is going to end up Ohio, 10 years behind everybody else, and kind of disgruntled about it. And that's it. And you're going to be left out. And I see that is where the sentiment is coming from in cryptocurrency right now. That is where people are concerned. That's why, look, if you look at, so I was doing some research on Binance, trying to figure out what is the daily average trading volume of their user base. And I worked it out to about $88 a day. So of all of the users on Binance, the daily trade volume per user is about $88 a day. Now, when you look at, well, this is, I probably won't get too deep into this right now, but it's just something that I've been kind of looking into. Dang it. CoinMarketCap. I hardly ever go to CoinMarketCap anymore, but for exchange stuff, it's good. So right now, their adjusted daily trade volume is around $675 million. And they only have 411 markets. So, you know, I did a bunch of calculations. I found out they have like 7.1 million users or something like that as of this year. And I basically just divided those users into the daily trade volume, and it ended up coming out to about $88 a day at the time. And that's still a lot of trade volume. Now, obviously, a lot of those users aren't trading anything, and some users are trading more than that. But if you average it all out, it averages out to about $88 a day. So, you know, when you think about where the market is and where the prices are of all these individual projects, knowing that Bitcoin dominance is at 51%, out of these 411 markets, you can kind of see, you know, Tron is being traded pretty heavily. Binance Coin, XRP, a lot of these are being traded. Cardano's doing about 12 million against USD Tether. And I'm sure there are other trading pairs in here for Cardano. And I think the overall sentiment is very simple. Everything that you read in the market right now is basically quietly telling us we are being held down. We are being held back. And every article I read is all about this ETF. The SEC knows this. The SEC and all these other regulatory bodies, I mean, they know what they're doing. I mean, they basically scared the hell out of the ICO market. They went after a few, made them poster boys, and they said, okay, you know, but then they say, well, you can come to us directly and we'll help make sure you're compliant. Well, I've emailed the SEC about different things, and they all just, only responses I ever got was get a lawyer. And if when it comes to these ICO companies that are trying to contact them, they're basically just saying, you know, nothing. Like, from what I've read recently, not a single ICO that's gone to the SEC wanting to work with them to make sure that their projects are compliant have received any response at all. So it's kind of like, it just, when I see that kind of shit, it tells me that this is an intentional effort to keep crypto down in the United States. And it may very well take some foreign countries to really start scooping things up and, you know, launching some ETFs, getting some better taxation laws, basically maybe the SEC just isn't capable. Maybe they're not capable, whether it's under Trump or whatever the situation may be. Maybe they're just not capable of this kind of workload. If they are so hell-bent on trying to keep their hands wrapped around well, I guess you could say holding hands with the past without the ability to look forward, maybe they're waiting for some other countries to step up and do the job for them so they can just adapt from there. Let somebody else figure this problem out. Because maybe the SEC and some of these other regulatory bodies have more pressure from the major financial institutions that are saying, look, you're not going to help the crypto market. We're not doing anything until somebody else solves the problem, and then we will. Like, almost like, let's see what other people do first. Why should we be the ones to help facilitate the cryptocurrency sphere if other countries aren't going to? If other countries are going to follow us and take a lackadaisical kind of iron fist approach to it all, or what? And that's kind of how I'm looking at this. I don't know what's going on. I wish the SEC would just, leave the space alone if you don't know what the hell you're doing with it. Let it police itself, but they can't do that because people want to get in and they know that these institutions want in. Well, the institutions can't get in until the regulations are in place. And they can't get in until something like these ETFs give them a solid vehicle, which then brings up custody as being a concern for a lot of these companies. Custody needs to be in place. Well, there are a lot of new custody solutions coming out now. By big name, Fidelity's one of them. And it's like, why can't they just say, okay, we're done thwarting this. Let's give it another year or two. If they keep saying, it's so mind numbing. I guess the point is that they know what's going to happen. I mean, they know what's happening right in front of their eyes. And while it looks like they're keeping the market down, what they're ultimately doing is they're giving the public of all territories, countries alike, the opportunity to educate themselves before getting into a position on ultimately what I think is the low. So in a sense, for those that have not gotten into cryptocurrency yet, it's kind of like Noah's Ark. It's like the SEC pulls up this boat and they say, you know what, we're trying to keep the bad people out, but we want to let the good people in, and we're going to go on a boat trip into, heaven or whatever the hell. It's like, but in that they're kind of keeping the waters at bay. They're kind of keeping everything suppressed a bit, just with the FUD, every time the chairman says something stupid, the market takes a hit because they're like, this guy he has no interest in helping support the cryptocurrency space. He has no interest in the technology at all. He doesn't know anything beyond the dollar bill and like Forex or something. Like, that's the extent of this guy's knowledge. And it doesn't sound like he has any desire whatsoever to learn about the space so that he can better regulate it. He's relying on other people for that. And in the meantime, while I guess he's hitting the books, he's just keeping his thumb down on everybody else, which is really driving me kind of crazy. It's not that I think he's a bad guy or that I think the SEC is a bad group or anything like that. I know they get a lot of hate. But I think ultimately, they're just handling this all so wrong. And I'm just over it. And that's one of the reasons why it's difficult for me, because I go and I read through all the news and I'm like, is there anything worth talking about right now? There are new main nets. It's basically more of the same shit. A lot of these projects are just struggling. Everybody is struggling. And I know that there's going to come a day that when all of this stuff clears up, I would love for these congressmen who are trying to put these new bills into place, I would love for them to get some serious ground on that, because I think that would be absolutely huge. And they have the right idea. I've reached out to Congressman Warren. Nobody's ever responded to anything I've said, so I guess he has no interest. But, ultimately, I'd love to get him on and pick his brain and just find out, like, what does he think is happening? But, alas, I'm not getting anywhere with that. Name me 2 or 3 working ICO projects. Well, okay, so that's a good argument. However, first of all, there are a lot. Tron's one of them. Ethereum's one of them. There are a lot of working ICO projects. I know a lot of people think that I don't like CoinLine anymore. That's not the case. And as a matter of fact, I think they're even getting ready to announce their launch date. So good for them. And there are a lot of projects out there that they're launching their main nets and their blockchains. Turnio, they're rocking shit out, man. GoChain, that's another one. I mean, there are a lot of good projects that are doing what they said they're doing. That's the thing. It's not about the quality of the projects that's keeping the market down. To me, I don't even think it's use case. We got up to all-time highs in January from speculation alone. People looking at these projects thinking, I can turn $1 into $50 because people see this project. They see what this company is wanting to do, what they plan to do. We think they're going to pull it off. We just didn't see the SEC coming in and rattling everybody's cages, scaring the shit out of everybody, and then running back into their fucking office doing jack shit afterwards. That's what's really kind of driving me mad about it. They basically came out and said, hey, we're here, fuck you, we're going to find you, we're doing this, we're shutting this shit down, you can't do business, we don't want this happening or that happening or else, and then they took off back into their office, and then they just sit there laughing. Ha 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 ha, look how we just fucked this entire market overnight, and we haven't even really had to do anything. And I honestly do, a part of me kind of believes that they're being patted on the back about it. From those that, I don't know, have a say or have the power, the lobbyists, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get or understand why they are going about things the way they are. I guess that's why, and it just leaves me to jump to the worst conclusions. How can so many brilliant people supposedly be so retarded about this and how they're handling it all? I do not get it. And I don't give a shit what they say about market manipulation and custody being the two primary factors in their lack of forward movement or whatever the hell. That's a crock of shit. There's market manipulation in everything. There's no way to stop it. None whatsoever. I don't give a shit what they say or how they're trying to use that as an excuse. There is no way to stop market manipulation. There will always be those that have much more than the rest, and those people are able to manipulate markets. I mean, for God's sake, what's his face? Kramer. I mean, watch that video of how he explains how he manipulated markets all the damn time, and he did it all in very legal methods. It's just how shit done. There are brilliant people out there in finance that have this shit down to a science, and they do it in the regular stock market and in commodities, and now crypto. Nothing's going to change that. It's a bullshit excuse for not doing anything. And that's just all there is to it. Legislation needs to be passed. Yes, it does. The crow is bearing his large talent. I do feel like it's a bit of a happy birthday. It's not my birthday, guys. I don't know what's pop. My birthday was in November. But thank you. Because they don't want to lose control. Silver is manipulated big time. Everything is manipulated. Snowman, please make more sense. I don't know what that's. I probably am rambling everywhere, but I don't know what the snowman means. Is it because I'm all white and fleshed out? My lighting's not bad here. What is this? Maybe if I turn this last light on. That makes me even whiter. Look at Tesla. You've mentioned it before. Total crap. JP Morgan was just fined for money laundering, and they go on their merry way. Yeah, well, JP Morgan can. I mean, some of these companies are so big that they work fines into their business model. ICOs are doomed to failed projects. Most of them are all things that can be done way better and cheaper without the use of a blockchain. Look, there's obviously a lot of use case in blockchain technology, and there are obviously a lot of people who were able to put together teams and venture capital money and things like that. To launch cryptocurrency projects and ICOs to get funding. I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that. It's no different than a company, offering an IPO. The difference is that to launch an IPO, you need millions of dollars up front before you've even done anything. And typically for an IPO, you need to be an active business already. You can't just like, hey, I've got this idea, I'm going to launch an IPO and sell shares of stock. IPOs are much more complex, expensive, and demanding than an ICO. A guy who, I'm going to write a white paper overnight. I'm going to see if I can score some funding to get this idea going. It's just a totally different animal. So I understand the need for it to be regulated. I understand that. And I'm glad that we are getting more regulation. I think we do need it. If the cryptocurrency space is ever to grow to the magnitude we all expect it will, it has to be regulated. Because it only takes one really bad, brilliant apple to ruin things for the rest of the world. Look at BitConnect. Okay? I mean, it's some people do simply need to be protected from themselves, from their own greed. You know, how many people went out and lost millions of dollars on these Ponzi schemes, and then losing money from one going directly to another. You know, oh, I'm going to get my money back with this one. And then that one was gone 2 months later. And now these people are just hurting. And it's like, it's sad to see, but there are so many people in desperate need of a leg up in the world, and they're willing to take just about any risk necessary to try and get that leg up. And it's a sad situation. And I think that, however, a lot of people who have gotten into the market, you know, buying in at Ethereum at $1,000, $1,500 just to watch it all come crumbling down because the SEC comes out and says, we're here to protect everybody. So we're gonna crush all of your earnings. And by the way, we're gonna tax the shit out of you at the same time. I mean, it's just such a double whammy right to the face. And there's no end in sight. And that's why the sentiment is where it is right now. How long is this going to last? I don't know. But what I do know is that things are going to turn around. And when they do, I know I'm going to be in a great position. I'm going to be in a great position. I'm accumulating what I can. I'm doing what I can. And you have to look at this as an opportunity. And you know what? Outside of crypto, let me say this to you guys. Outside of sheer speculation, I want all of you guys to put on like an entrepreneurial hat, okay? Outside of sheer market speculation, buying a cryptocurrency at price A and you know, exiting it at price B, okay? Outside of that sort of stuff, outside of just trading. Now is really the time for a lot of you guys to start looking at how can you make a genuine living in the cryptocurrency space. You're all here because you believe in it, you love it. How do you more actively get involved in playing a role in it outside of being just a trader on the outside? And I really want everybody to think about that. Think about the business you're in right now. Think about what you do day in and day out. Think about what your skill sets are. How could you benefit the cryptocurrency market? How could you, whether it's start a company, work with a company on the blockchain, get your company involved in cryptocurrency to some extent? What sort of opportunities are there for you with your skill set, with your mindset, to change your life in crypto outside of just pure speculation? And that's something that I don't think many people are really thinking about. If you're out there and you're young, you're 19, you're 20, and you're young, and you're just now getting into this stuff, you know, you've been in crypto for a year or two, you have nothing but air and opportunity right now. So, that being said, all right, so we're going to play a little bit now with Acuitas. Because I have not, well, it's already been almost an hour, but I just kind of figured I'll come down and hang out for a bit. Give me some projects. Give me some tokens. You want to backtest a little bit. Let's see what kind of money we could have made if we've been using Acuitas to trade this stuff. I'll use the Bollinger Band. Somehow, I don't think the USA Air Force is ready for the blockchain and crypto. PivX. All right, let's see if it's in here. All right, limit order, starting capital, sale period. We'll look at a 1 minute over a week to start. Fine. I don't use any of that stuff for them. And run it and see. This is PivX BTC. 9% gains. So if I were to basically use this strategy over the last 7 days, I'd be up 9%. Oh, you can't even see it. There it is. Starting capital of 0.005197. Total trades would be 6. So I'd have made 6 trades. And then this shows you the entry and exit point. So it's basically just gone down quite a bit. So it bought in here and it hasn't gone back. That's why the trades fell. So it hasn't came back up. So it would have entered the market here, but it would still be sitting on it. But in this time, it was doing pretty good. But that's basically how simple this is. And it breaks down all the trades and your profit potential trades. And then if you know, so this is basically 9% over the last 7 days on a 1 minute. Let's look at an hour chart over 14 days. Let's see. 20%. It would have made 4 trades at 20% on an hour chart, or hour candles over the last 14 days. Crazy. Using these settings right there. So if you have Acuitas and you're looking, there you go. You can probably lock that in and let her rip. Now, if I were to use Bear Guard, let me look at Bear Guard. I'm not going to use Bear Guard because I don't remember what the best settings are. That's 20. That's pretty good. Let's see. Tron's been kicking ass on my bot. Tron, like I said, I just showed everybody. Tron's already up like 36% for me. It's looking for an exit, and it just keeps going up. I made 5K ADA in the last week just trading up and down. Right now, it's up, so I sold again. Yes, it's true, Rito. I had to postpone. I postponed. I rescheduled Chainwise for November 8th and 9th. Yes, Linda, this is ready for use now. It's available. There's a link down under in the description. I'm using it. I mean, basically, I can go in here. So I just did that. All I did was change it from a minute to an hour over 14 days, and it shows you the difference in gains. Man, my big noggin gets in the way. I don't even think about it. And it only made 4 trades. So over 4 trades, I'm up 20%. And so when I'm using the bot, and they're adding a lot of strategies like dual EMA spread sniper, Ichimoku ninja, trailing ping pong, twisted SMA, and ultra Bollinger Band. I find that it's easier to find some pretty good trades right now. EMA spread's my jam. But in this market, I'm finding Bollinger Band to be a lot more profitable. So that's what all my trades have been lately. Hey, Crow, you cost me $600. Oh, no. How? I'm hoping it wasn't from airfare. And I'm guessing that you just came in because you should be able to reschedule your airfare. How much is this? I don't remember, but it's super cheap. It's super cheap right now. Just click the link in my description and it'll take you to the main site where you can get it and it breaks down the pricing. I think it's 0.05 or 0.005 or something like that Bitcoin. Crow, speaking of congressional issues, do you notice a difference in Ohio regulations now that you can pay state business taxes in Bitcoin, or no effect yet? Well, that's what's funny. You can pay your state income taxes or whatever with cryptocurrency or with Bitcoin now, and it's Congressman Warren that's trying to get this legislation, like these new bills passed. So Ohio's making some big. I mean, you know what? Let me put my foot in my mouth a little bit, because Ohio, when it comes to crypto, has been very, very proactive. I will say that. I think Ohio in general, though, has been 10 years behind everybody. And this is one of the reasons why I've been trying to do Chainwise here in the tri-state, because I want Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana to be able to come and learn and educate, and then people from all over the country. So I've been trying to I would love to get, Congressman Warren or some of these people out there to do a lecture, to talk to the public about where we are on a regulatory standpoint, and a legal standpoint, where we see things actually going. I posted a link in my for Snowman. That's why somebody was talking about Snowman. I thought he was talking about me. There's actually somebody in the chat named Snowman. So if we bought this when it was introduced, we can update and use, no other payment needed. Yeah, if you already own it, you can use it. That's, yeah. Of course, Linda. 0.05 for basic and 0.1 for premium. Miggity Miner, we need to talk. Well, I will be on Telegram as I'm painting my models. Talking to... So anyway, yeah, I mean, this bot has been pretty cool, and I have not been just like testing a whole bunch of I've got 6 live trades that are active right now. Some are doing good, some are doing okay, some are in the negative. Qtum is I just launched Qtum today. It's down 0.81%. But I mean, it'll come back, and that's the thing. I'm gonna end up having all my favorite, I'm probably going to end up having 30 live trades going in of projects that I don't mind it if they're down right now, like Aeon. I don't mind if Aeon's down a little bit. I don't need an instant trade, but I'm going to keep my per trade volume down so that I can effectively trade all 30 of these projects at the same time. Some are going to be going up all the time. Some are going to be going down all the time, and they're going to go, and they're going to just, like a boat. So I will definitely be doing more Acuitas stuff later. I've just finally started getting into really actively live trading and testing with it. And so far, I'm like digging it. And I'm digging the information that it gives you. Like, if you're like, oh, I don't know, what was my strategy? Well, it tells you exactly what all the strategy details were right here. And that's super helpful. And then you can click that and it'll shows you. Entry price, Sentinel exit, my current profit and loss. Right now, Aeon is down 6.82%. I mean, it gives you all the details, man. I mean, it's just so sick. And because of the interface, it's not super complex. It's not super convoluted. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. So if you have it, especially if you already bought it, it's usable. Live trading works. So get active. And definitely, like, if you've got some cool settings, share them in the Crypto Crow community. Share them in the Murder of Crows Telegram chat. Let's see what you got. I'd love to see what everybody's able to do in the current state of the bot, because I mean, it's working and I'm digging it, and I'm going to be experimenting a lot more. Just like you saw, just changing from a 1 minute to an hour candle can make drastic changes in what the bot is looking for price action and available trade activity. So, fiddle around with it. And that's the thing. The backtesting, you can change anything you want and you don't have to worry about it. So that's what it's all about, is just experimenting and kind of figuring out what's going to be the best thing for you. So I don't think Dent. Dent was giving me some issues before, so I'm not even gonna bother with that. Qtum's 24-hour. So anyway, do you save them to your wallet on these bot trades, or does it need to store online? You do have to store it online. Like, it doesn't go to your wallet, so it's basically all on the exchange. Just make sure I've told everybody, use, like, if you're setting up a Binance account, use I did a whole video on it about the different tools that are worth using. Using Hushed, you can use the Hushed app, so it's not using a real phone number, but you still have access to it. So if you were to get SIM ported or something like that, they're not getting your actual phone number that you're using for these different exchanges. Use a crazy difficult password that makes no sense. Just use Google 2-factor no matter what. I mean, there's a lot of different things you could do security wise. But Yeah, it doesn't use wallets. Where do you get that? Just look into the description of this video. So I think it's the first link. Acuitas is live now. That's basically what this is. It's the Acuitas trading bot. It can be used on Raspberry Pi as well. That's cool. I did not know that. I don't even have a Raspberry Pi, so I don't know. Is this beginner friendly? I know nothing about bots. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty beginner friendly. I mean, you can, I mean, this is all you do. Like, I'm doing it right now. Let's say Cardano, order type, limit, fixed amount, order sell type, stoppage, period. Let's just say, for Cardano, because it does, I mean, we'll go back a month. SMA, I found 35 to be there, 80 here. We've got our gains. I'm not using a stop loss. I never really do. You can use RSI, but I'm not going to. And that's it. This is all. I just set up a trade bot, and then I'm back testing. So basically, what I've just done is I've said, okay, these are the details that I want the bot to look for. I click run. This is basically telling me, okay, if I would have started this a month ago, so if I used this exact strategy and I started the bot 1 month ago, I would be up 8.4% in my trades. I would have made a total of 8 trades over the course of this past month. And then it's basically showing me my entry and exit points where they would have been based off of those current settings. Okay. Now, from here, if I want, there's a button right here next to my noggin. It says start paper trade. So when I click this is basically saying, okay, now I'm paper trading to the future. So it's almost like I'm running the bot from this point forward, but I'm not using any real money. It's a simulation. And if I'm watching this for a day or two and I'm like, okay, the bot's doing well, you know, I made 3 trades over the last couple of days. I want to put my real money into it. I click live trade, boom, it goes into the live trade window. This shows my available capital, buy amount, fixed amount. I'll trade $40 basically, $40 at a time. It has all of the original back testing data right here. I click save, and there it is. It's right here. However, it does not turn itself on. It gives you the opportunity. It starts populating everything, and then I can turn it on. Now it's live trading with any available budget that I have on that exchange. You can see Sentinel is watching. It's looking for an entry point now. And I'll leave that running, and then I'll update everybody on the progress of all of these, the next time I do a video. So yeah, it's super simple, and and it's easy. Using the back testing, it makes it very easy for you to experiment. Like, oh well, I tried these settings and these numbers. I only got 8% over that period. I think I should be able to get 20%. Or given the current market situation, I'm going to change some of these settings, run the back testing, and then run paper trading for a couple of days to see how things are going to work in the current market. There's so much to it. We're going to get into deeper and deeper. We're going to get deeper into it here soon. But yeah, I really dig this bot from an end user perspective. For somebody that, like, in comparison, Profit Trailer is a sweet bot, but in comparison, this is 1,000 times easier to use, in my opinion. The way you can change the settings, turn on the trades, you can have a particular strategy for every trading pair that you want to trade. You can have multiple, you can be trading the same coin in multiple ways using different settings at the same time. I mean, there's just, I really dig it. And the more I play with it, the more I love it. Now, this is not to say, that you're not going to see some losses. Like, well, I shouldn't say losses isn't really the right word, but like you'll see some of the stuff that I have active, like Aeon, it's down almost 6%. It's looking for an exit. It says Sentinel is looking for an exit. And it tells me you bought it at this and the price is right now at this. And it's waiting until it goes back up. So what this doesn't do that Profit Trailer does is it doesn't do like DCA. It doesn't do like doubling down. things like that. So that may be something that they're working on. I haven't even discussed that with them. I'm not 100% sure what the plan is. But like they're always in their Discord channel. Like if you have any questions, you know, the Acuitas Telegram group, but they're primarily, they use their Discord channel for the majority of everything. Even I don't even use Discord really much. So I'll send them messages on Telegram, and they're typically pretty decent about getting back to me when I have a question or a concern or something. But they're like, dude, we're always on our Telegram or always on our Discord. I'm like, oh, that's cool, but I'm not. It's 0.05 for the premium version, and I guess it's 0.02 or something like that. Are there more advanced options in the TA beyond BB, RSI, SMA? I mean, right now, that's pretty much the gist of it. These are the strategies. Dual EMA Sniper, Ichimoku Ninja, Trailing Ping Pong, Twisted SMA. This tells you, like, runs triple SMA strategy with short, mid, long-term moving averages. It kind of explains what the strategies are. And I know that they're working on adding more and more variants to the different strategies and things. But right now, those are the 6 that you can. All right, guys, I'm going to call it here. I just kind of want to come on and do something, let everybody know about Chainwise. You know, get out there, experiment with your Acuitas bot. Let me know what you guys are coming up with. I want to know, because different strategies and different settings are going to work better or worse depending on the project you're working with. So, you know, if you're looking and you're kind of getting a gauge for the volatility of the project, that should help you. I don't want to say more than that. I want to see what you guys come up with, and share your strategies in the Murder of Crows channel or the Acuitas Discord channel. And let's all just get together. Let's turn this bear market into a profitable market for ourselves while we're waiting around for these guys to get their shit together. That's basically what I'm doing, and that's why I'm starting to really hit this bot. So yeah, until next time, guys, thanks for joining me. Crow your coins, and I'll see you again soon. I'm going to go back to some painting.